Hello everyone, I'm back and today we are building an Italian-inspired restaurant by the sea. So I've been meaning to build this for a little while actually. I just really fancied building sort of like a traditional inspired Italian restaurant, somewhere that feels really like old, it's been around for a while and it's run by a family and it's just got really, really good like food, really, really good Italian food. And I thought with the new pack, which I can't remember what it's called now, I'll be honest. It's a stuff pack, I think, which is weird because we haven't had a stuff pack for ages. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And it's like the kitchen one, the hustle, chef hustle, something like this. I totally didn't really pay attention to the name, I'll be honest. But I knew it comes with like a little pizza oven. So I thought this is really cool. We could use this to make a sort of pizza inspired restaurant, so now obviously this is one of those builds that you kind of have to use your imagination a little bit, because I really wanted to build this restaurant on what looked like a kind of cliff edge. I don't know if you've seen those images or ever been to, or like I'm just envisioning those like cliffside sort of like coastal towns where they have like these restaurants and you can sort of like sit outside and you're like overlooking the sea. I feel like in the evening when it's dark and there's like candles, it'd be like really atmospheric, It's kind of going for that vibe. Now, obviously on The Sims, we can't just like build off a cliff because obviously we're limited to the lots that we have. So, and obviously I wanted to build it by the sea and I wanted to build it here in Tartosa. So I thought I'm going to build it on the beach lot, even though obviously it's just kind of like it doesn't really work. Like it doesn't really make sense that I've built this like cliff and behind it is just like flat land, like it's a little bit strange, but you just kind of have to use your imagination that we're on the edge of a cliff and we are, like overlooking the sea and it's really lovely. So I'm aware it's like a little bit strange. And the thing, do you know what really, really really annoyed me about what I've done here and this lot is the gallery picture is literally just a rock. And it one of my like pet peeves is building on a lot the wrong way, or like, there's no right way, I suppose, but like so that you're not building on the front of the lot isn't the front of the lot, if that makes sense. And obviously in this case, I wanted to build with the front of the building overlooking the sea, and the sea isn't the front of the lot. The front of the lot is where the rocks are, and which makes sense, obviously, because that's where it's connected to how people would get there and walk down onto the beach. And I tend to, like, if that's the case, I tend to pick another lot and find a lot that works more for what I'm doing, just because really annoys me when the gallery picture is just so, like, just not right, you know what I mean? Like it could be like on an angle, or it could be like the side which has something going on, but when it's just a rock, like it just looks really strange, and it's just it doesn't really, I don't know, I just find it a bit annoying. But we can't change the pictures. It's such a shame. Like imagine if we could take the picture that we wanted, or we could choose choosing which side of the lot we wanted as the front of the lot, because that would obviously be much more simple than like having to take a picture and then upload the picture or whatever. Like it could just be like you have to just pick which you want as like the front of the lot, or so like from what side you want to take the picture, basically, if that makes any sense, for the gallery picture. But so in this case it is like a little bit strange, but there we are. But I just had to let it go because I was like, this is the only way I can do this. I can't make it the other way because then the restaurant won't be looking over the sea. So I'm just ignoring it. I'm just pretending that that's not a thing and just going with it, basically. But so you'll see that I have kind of built, I've been placing a lot of stones and rocks everywhere and built the kind of main shell, as it were. And I really wanted to add a lot of greenery to it because I feel like that just kind of helps it come alive a little bit. Obviously, I know it's like, like I've just said, like it's a little bit strange. But if you just kind of look at the build and the cliff and try not to look at anything around the side of it and behind it, then you can kind of get in the vibes, But anyway, and I also really wanted to have, so there's a main restaurant, and I knew that I kind of wanted this archway moment, which also leads then out down to the beach, and you can walk out that way. But I also felt like there's some other sort of little buildings, because I didn't want it to just be like, I don't know, I wanted it to be a bit of a little odd shape and things. And I actually decided in the end that we'd have, so there's the main sort of like restaurant, and then there is actually like a little ice cream shop. Now obviously it's not a functional in that sense, it's just made to look like they sell ice cream there. I mean, you could sell something, like it's like a little shop front. And then there is an apartment as well, and then a sort of like store room, I want to call it. Because basically I'm thinking that one family owns this whole kind of lot, these like little buildings, and they like run the restaurant, and they also have like the little ice cream shops. They also have that kind of going on, and then they have the apartment upstairs. Maybe one of them lives in there, or like a couple, and then there's this kind of like storeroom that they kind of maybe keep that overflow of like food and like just stuff like that, and stuff for the restaurant. So yeah, I don't know, that's just kind of where we're going with it, Even though the buildings look kind of all like they're all different, if you know what I mean. Like it's not like one big thing. It's supposed to be like all different buildings, like different roof lines and things like that. So I think it's always fun to kind of have like different shapes going on, but it's kind of all connected in a way, That's kind of where I was going with it. And I also really loved, I don't know if you can see down at the bottom of the steps that come from the like archway, I put the, like down on the beach, I put the item which comes with the Get Famous pack, because I think it's actually like a prop from the sets, when they become actors and things. Yeah, and it's kind of like, I think it's from there, there's like a big ship or something, isn't there, in one of the like films or whatever they do. But I really like it because it's really cool, because it's like a little door, and obviously not functional, a little door with a kind of step down wooden moment, and it kind of, you can make what looks like could be like cellars sort of like underneath, like little sort of basements under the buildings. I think that's a really fun idea, so I love being able to put that in. I just thought that kind of added a bit of like, I don't know, just something a little different, But yeah, so you'll see that the main big building with the red doors, basically, I wanted there to be sort of like red features. I don't know why, it just kind of was giving me that vibe. So we went for like a big red door, and the windows with the red shutters, and the red and white like awnings. Which, the only thing about that, what I did is that the color, the red of the door is like slightly different to the shutters on the window, which like, I was kind of like umming and ahhing between two doors for a while, because it's just slightly like not quite the same red. But again, I'm just going to look past that. And I also decided, like, halfway through, I realised, obviously, I knew there was an upstairs to this lot, but I was kind of thinking that the upstairs would probably be an apartment. But then I realised, you know what? I think it would be much nicer to have an actual upstairs to the restaurant. And I think it adds a bit more sort of like dimension to the downstairs of the restaurant, having the stairs. I don't know, it just felt a little bit too boxy before I put the stairs in. I just feel like it works a little bit better. And I also feel like having that upstairs area, although I set it up just like, just like tables, chairs, just like other tables you could have to sit at and eat, I feel like it could be somewhere you could rent out maybe, or like hire that top floor, like for if you were having like like a celebration or something, you know what I mean? Like, and it's kind of nice how it's like out of, like it's like a separate space, that you could do something with. So yeah, that was a nice like little idea, But yeah, so I've used the wallpaper from the new pack, this kind of red. Again, I was just keeping with the red theme. It's kind of very red, but anyway, I thought I'd try this new wallpaper that we got from the new pack, which I don't know, I feel like it kind of works. It kind of gives me kind of, I feel like it's quite on trend at the moment to have like the tiles, the sort of like patterned tiles, like in your kitchen and things. But I don't know, these ones are giving me slightly old vibes as well. Like they're almost like not modern. I don't know. I mean, it might just be this colourway. I feel like different colourways can give different like vibes. But this one definitely I don't know, it just kind of worked for me. Like it felt like a little bit more traditional. Like there's sort of tiles that could have been on the wall for a really, really long time. Like it's not been put on now. Like it's not a modern new tile, if you know what I mean. So I don't know, I think it looks like quite cool. But yes, this is the upstairs space that I was saying that I have set it up just like as a restaurant, all like different tables. But I feel like you could imagine that you could like hire out this space and they could set it up as like one long table. We'd have lots of guests and you could have like a big celebration. I think it's nice as well having the fireplace, you know. I don't know, it just feels like a really nice space up there. And then you'll see now I'm starting to work on the kitchen, which I have to say the kitchen, I don't know why, the kitchen I really struggled with. I really wanted there to be like like an opening, like, you know, you have that kitchen station where like the waiting staff can go up and collect the food from like the kind of window, you know what I mean? I really wanted that kind of vibe, that it was open so you could see them cooking and things, but I just felt like that was really commercial and I just didn't want to go with that vibe. So I actually ended up using a window which comes with the ranch pack, which I think works really well. Like I just feel like, you know, because how it's got that kind of like shutters that they could shut it sometimes if they were like, oh, actually, we're just going to like, I don't know, not have it open, or they can open it and see. But obviously it's not like a functioning hatch or anything, but it just kind of gives that impression, you know. And I also, when I was building this, I totally forgot that to have a functioning restaurant you can't actually just use a normal oven. You have to have one of those like chef stations. But I really, because I didn't put one in, like I said, because I just felt like they were very commercial like looking, and I just wanted it to feel really like, you know, like just family run. I didn't want it to feel really like big, do you know what I mean? Like just like the oven that they've had for years kind of thing. But yeah, so the kitchen does change slightly because obviously at the moment it wouldn't function as a restaurant. Like you'd have to put one in. So I do end up putting the chef station where the oven is now, but like not the one with the window, obviously, like the hatch type thing, and just the other one. So it's like a little bit different, but I think it still kind of works because I basically have like the cabinets underneath the hatch window. I put the pizza oven on there and have a kind of like pizza station, which I think is quite cool with like some of the they're like clutter items, you know, because I mean, I will always take more clutter items. And I think there are some really cute ones, especially like for the kitchen. Because I mean, I feel like sometimes I'm just ending up using the same clutter items, especially in the kitchen. Because although we do have loads now, like we actually have lots, because we have lots of like pots and like casserole dishes, like from the cottage packs and things like that. We do have lots of, you know, like just like things like that, you know what I mean? The kind of like pots, like jars almost, like cookie jars. They're not cookie jars, but you know what I mean, like, and like the coffee ones and things. But I will always take more, you know. And there was some quite like nice ones, sort of like more food preppy ones, and like the kind of sink dry, like the drying rack for like above the sink, the one that like kind of attaches to the wall. I mean, you don't have to put it above the sink, but the one that's like a fixture to the wall, that's kind of cool as well, you know. It's just nice to have like more items. And obviously having the pizza oven, I was having a go on it. It's actually really cool. And then they actually like have all these different flavors of pizzas, and then like they have it in their little like box, like their takeaway box. I thought it was quite cute. Obviously it doesn't function in that way. Like it's there, but I guess, yeah, you could get your sim to go and make one, you know. Quite cool. But yeah, so you'll see now I'm on the sort of like, we've like whizzed through the ice cream shop. It was very small, and obviously there's not like crazy amounts of like obviously you can't have like a proper ice cream shop, you know. Like I always imagine obviously having all the different flavors of ice cream like out the front where you could go and pick. And to be fair, I probably could have done something with debug to like create some kind of like ice cream looking thing, but I just didn't want to go too like detailed with it, if you know what I mean, because obviously this is going to be used, you can use this however you want to use it. If you just want to use it as a restaurant, or if you want to use it as an apartment, or if you want to use it as a retail lot. I kind of imagine that sort of like space would be changed most likely, or maybe not even used at all, if it's just basically there like just as a kind of that there's something there but you're not actually going to use it when you're playing. So I didn't kind of want to put too much there, just to kind of keep it simple and so you guys can just do whatever you want with it really. But yeah, I did put some of the ice creams down from the debug menu, but like they will go, if you know what I mean. Like if you put this in your game, they won't be there, you know, because they kind of disappear. But yeah, I just put them there as kind of like, that's what I am, I'm an ice cream shop. But yeah. And then you see above the ice cream shop, there was the kind of storeroom, which is how you actually get into the ice cream store. Like if you're working there, the entrance is from upstairs and you go down. But in that space above the ice cream shop is, yeah, it just feels like where they would keep overflow stock and things. And then sort of opposite the door into that space, there is a front door to this apartment, which as soon as you come through, you come up some stairs. And I don't know why, but I really struggled with the layout of this apartment. I think because I wanted the stairs to be in it, so I didn't want it to be closed off. You know, like the entrance is through a door and then you go up the stairs, but that is within like the living space, if you know what I mean. So I don't know why, like it just made it limited. And then even though there's like a double door, which leads to nowhere, there's like a fake balcony outside. So you'd never like use it. But in my mind, obviously, like you'd keep it open to get fresh air in and things. So I didn't want to block that either. So it made it a bit of an awkward shape. And then originally as well, I was thinking that the sort of like sleeping area would be not walled off either. But that just felt weird. So I think in the end, we got there. But I don't know why. It was a little bit of a faff, I'll be honest. But it's just quite a nice space. It's just got a double bed. But it's got everything else you need. Little kitchen. There's no table to sit at. That's the only thing there isn't. But obviously your Sims will sit wherever to eat and things. But yeah, I don't know. It's quite nice. It could be rented out even. Or you could have your Sims live up here and run the restaurant. However you want, really. It's just, you can just do what you want with it, you know? But I tried to keep it all kind of, I don't know, like, I wouldn't say traditional, but it's none of it's like modern. Like it's all quite, like as if it will have been like that for a long time. You know what I mean? And then out the front here, obviously we put our tables for the sort of the moment outside looking over the sea, which is like the whole, like the whole reason I built this build, and then it's just like the smallest part. But anyway, so yeah, and I really love those big umbrellas. I know they're like really big and kind of get in your way a little bit, but I love that you can have the ones that are closed and the ones that are open. It just adds like a bit of dimension, you know. Anyway, there we are, we've come to the end. I hope you enjoyed. I will leave you with some screenshots and see you in the next one. Bye.